like myself, I consider myself, what we were talking last night, one of the things I'm passionate about is play. And my class, in fact, is called From Play to Innovation, the importance of how critical that is to innovating. Most companies think play is recess and then get back to work, versus I think it's part of the process. And you can tell within seconds, or I can, that, you know, Stephen's a playful person. I could pick that up, right? Just from his energy. It's something in the eyes, too. There's the importance of layering on a different sort of, oh, that's back to the teaching teams. Well, taking something you're passionate about and then bringing some other faculty into that and then creating a class around it. So all the classes have been created by the faculty. And so yeah, I'm full-time partner at IDEO, but teaching is what I consider my hobby, my hobbies are things I love to do. So, and then the D School probably has 15 to 20 outside folks coming in to help teach classes, which is a really nice way to build your faculty on a way that, and most of us would probably do it for free, or it seems like we're doing it for free, because you're so excited about what you're doing, you get so energized by the students. There's this concept of reverse mentor role, which I always look for my students to be a reverse mentor. Most of us in this audience have been a mentor or are mentors. Some young person comes up to you and says, will you be my mentor, and you coach them along on their career, which is a great thing. What I like to do is tap on one or two students, say, will you be my reverse mentor? Then I can ask them all those things, what's happening that you might feel embarrassed about asking, right? Like, so, which is a great thing to do. But I love that idea of taking faculty from the industry and putting it into university. So I give a lot of talks, and when I'm usually talking to industry, I say, go figure out how you can be a guest lecturer, or how you can part-time teach a class, which is a great thing to do. And then recently I was talking to a bunch of educators, and I flipped that around. I said, figure out how you can work in industry for a little bit, or get another taste of that. So I love that sort of combination. It would be nice if that could happen at a primary school. I think that's much harder to do just because of different restrictions and things, but I would love to teach in the high school, but that's without a...
Well, it may be that someone in this room will talk to you about a particular program that's going on here in Victoria about people coming from industry to teach in classes. But thank you very much, Brendan. Excellent. Brendan also co-authored a book which I think was written specifically for me, which is the Clarke's Book of Inventions. So I look forward to reading the Clarke's Book of Inventions. So again, a question. I'm going to look at the back half of the room quickly. If there's none, do I have one in the front there? Yes.
Morning, everybody. My name's Andrew Suter. I run my own business, which is based all around soap bubbles, believe it or not. I got into soap bubbles for the BHP Science Awards when I was 16. That was 17 years ago. I used to work in science museums, developing education programs. That was between the ages of final year of high school and when I was 20. And then I left and went cross-curricular and started my own business because basically over the years I've discovered that bubbles are used as a metaphor in economics and to teach cell biology and to explain the structure of the galaxy and universe. And it's basically because the world's full of complex systems, and the soap bubble is a really elegant way of describing the qualities of the boundary of any system. So yeah, anyway, that's what I do. My question for you guys, and also everybody lives in their own little bubble, which has made me quite interested in constructivism and how people make sense of the world and construct their understanding of the world and that kind of thing. And I'm particularly interested in metacognition and bring metacognition into education at all levels, both organisational learning and K-12, and also particularly at grad level, maybe at the Stanford School. When you're looking to go into disciplinary, there needs to be an investigation of the commonalities between different disciplines, and so some kind of meta-abstraction of common principles needs to take place. I guess my question is, do you have systems in place at Stanford in the D School to study the patterns of integration between different knowledge disciplines?
think that's a fascinating question. I think the soap bubble metaphor is amazing. I'd like to know more about that at some point. No,
At the opening of the conference tomorrow, you'll
Okay.
see more about it too.
Oh, good.
Sounds like a lot of froth to me.
Pop is. Yeah, I suspect some folks are. I don't know what's happening. The D School in itself is an experiment. It's 5 years old. It's growing so fast. The interesting thing we are hearing is folks are coming to Stanford now because they want to take D School classes. So they want to be integrated into other disciplines. They want to meet other folks. They want to collaborate in that way. So I think in itself, to me, my whole life is around projects. So that sounds like a fascinating, how might we study this, question. And it seems like a really good one if it's not already being done. I don't know, Stephen, you may have more.
Add anything to that, Adrienne or Stephen?
I suppose, again, we're all prisoners of our own experience. And my experience of crossing the disciplines is really finding people you have an emotional connection with too. Someone you really like, who's got a different experience set, and you get chatting to them and understand where, how they think and where they're coming from. You think, oh, that could apply to that. And so you come together and really start to think about a problem together from different ways. And then it's fun. So I don't think you can actually force people to collaborate or force people to come together. You actually have to let them self-select, because you have to have a connection, an emotional connection, and then it's fun what you do. I think it's got to be fun.
And I've got some extraordinary PhD students at the moment. They're utterly fab, and I can't wait to see them, and we chat online lots. But and they're all doing cross-discipline things, which is the nature of the research team at Kent, where at Bournemouth. But the hardest thing is to find examiners for them, because when they create, they produce the most insightful work. But it does cross boundaries, of course. It's my lot. But when we try and find examiners who will get outside of their space to look at the breadth of what's there, it's always a difficult thing. The very first thing they do is to decide what they're going to study, and then we spend most of the first year trying to work out who could possibly examine it, and that is actually a constraint. It's a proper. They've got to pass.
I think in industry, what we've seen is, at least at IDEO, is folks that are I-shaped or become gurus. They become deeper and deeper in one area. We have a couple of those. They're geniuses. You may know some yourself, but they don't play well with others because they're only about what they're about, right? So we love to look for a T-shaped person. They have a depth of something, but they're across and they're interested and passionate about other things. And literally, that's what our parents, I think, were trying to do in the playground, right? How well did you play with others?
Absolutely. Well, thank you, everyone.